what if the secret to, reigniting your passion, boosting your performance, connecting more deeply, what if it wasn't about pushing harder, but just getting more curious?
Mm-hmm.
We're diving into this really powerful human trait today, an emotion really that often goes unappreciated, yet it's absolutely fundamental to learning, personal growth, engagement, everything.
Yeah, it really is.
Today, we've pulled together some pretty surprising insights from psychology, neuroscience, even centuries of human history, just to uncover the real impact of curiosity, both when it's, embraced
Yeah.
and sometimes when it's misunderstood.
And our mission, as always, is to distill all that down into powerful nuggets you can actually use.
Exactly.
It's truly incredible how deep this topic goes. It's far beyond just like wanting to know something. Curiosity is this underlying drive that shapes, well, everything from our mental well-being to our capacity for genuine innovation.
And speaking of innovation, let's maybe start with a slightly uncomfortable truth, something many of us face,
Yeah.
this widespread disengagement.
Oh.
Gallup reports that less than a third of U.S. workers are truly engaged. That's the lowest point in nearly a decade.
Wow.
And it's often linked to rising stress,
Yeah.
our always-on digital culture. You know the drill.
Mm-hmm. We feel that.
Now, we often hear that, okay, fostering creativity can boost engagement. But here's where it often hits a wall.
Right.
Many people just don't see themselves as creative. It feels like this big, intimidating word.
Yeah, like it's reserved for artists or designers maybe, not for their day-to-day work.
Exactly.
So you've hit on a really common barrier there. That word creativity, it can feel daunting or just irrelevant. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
What if we told you that curiosity is the powerful kind of unspoken gateway to both creativity and re-engagement?
Oh.
It's a way to enhance these vital skills without even having to say the word creativity. Think about how you deal with problems at work. There's a sort of spectrum of engagement, right?
Sure.
At the lowest end, you might just ignore a problem. Maybe because, it's not my problem.
Or hope it goes away.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's complaining about it to a coworker, maybe even a manager, often blaming someone else.
The classic office gripus session.
Huh?
We've all been there, haven't we?
Precisely. But the highest form of engagement, that's when you face a problem, you define it clearly, and then you get genuinely curious. Curious about finding a novel and useful solution.
And that is creativity. At work.
That is it, by definition. When teams are encouraged to be curious, research shows they actually become more caring, less prone to complaining. They become proactive problem solvers. It's about being open to new knowledge, new possibilities. And that ultimately translates to, well, increased productivity, lower turnover, greater satisfaction. This is like one of the biggest insights in organizational psychology right now.
That makes so much sense. It just completely reframes problem solving. Makes it feel less like a chore, more like an exploration.
Exactly.
But the benefits of curiosity, they go way beyond just work engagement.
Oh, absolutely.
You mentioned there are, 6 surprising benefits that apply to everyone, kids, adults.
Yeah, 6 key ones. And the first is pretty foundational. Curiosity actually helps us survive.
Survival? How so?
Well, think about it. The urge to explore, to seek novelty, it helps us stay vigilant, helps us gain knowledge about our environment, which is always changing. Our brains are hardwired for this. They release dopamine, other sort of feel-good chemicals when we encounter new things. It's our built-in survival instinct, basically rewarding us for learning what keeps us safe, what to approach, what to avoid.
So it feels good to learn.
It's intrinsically rewarding, yeah, to learn and adapt.
Which I guess naturally leads to the second benefit you mentioned, happiness. Curious people are just happier.
They really are. Curiosity is strongly linked to higher positive emotions, lower anxiety, greater life satisfaction, overall psychological well-being. It's kind of a positive feedback loop. The act of seeking novelty itself makes us feel good, and then the new insights we gain reduce uncertainty. And uncertainty is a huge source of anxiety for many people.
So it builds resilience too.
Exactly.
Okay. And for those focused on, getting ahead, curiosity also boosts achievement.
That's a powerful one. Studies show it drives more enjoyment and participation in school, leads to higher academic performance.
Right.
And in the workplace, it translates pretty directly to increased learning, engagement, productivity. When you're genuinely interested in something, the effort required just feels much, much easier.
Yeah.
You're not just grinding it out, you're captivated.
So it's not just about discipline. It's finding what actually sparks your interest. Okay. Number 4 touches on our social connections. Empathy.
This raises a really important question, doesn't it? How do we truly understand other people?
Hmm.
Well, being curious about people outside our usual social circles, especially those who are different from us, it expands our understanding. Different lives, experiences, worldviews.
How does that work?
It just encourages respectful engagement. It helps bridge divides, break down preconceived notions, often simply by asking why, or tell me more about that.
Just asking the question.
Yeah. Just asking. And building on that, the fifth one, curiosity strengthens our relationships.
Okay.
When you show genuine curiosity in social interactions, it makes you seem warmer, more attractive to others, actually.
Interesting.
There's this concept, reciprocal self-disclosure. Basically, the more genuinely curious you are about someone, the safer they feel to open up to you.
Like a mirror.
Exactly, like a social mirror. You show interest, they reflect it back by sharing more of themselves. And that's how real closeness builds. Think about it. How much more connected do you feel when someone genuinely listens and asks thoughtful follow-up questions?
Yeah, versus someone just waiting for their turn to talk.
Precisely. It's a powerful social lubricant. Fosters kindness, understanding.
Okay, and the last one, number 6, affects us all. Improved healthcare.
Absolutely. Research suggests that when doctors are truly curious about their patients' perspectives, going beyond just the symptoms, understanding their lifestyle, their fears, their hopes,
The whole person.
the whole person, it leads to less anger and frustration for both sides, better decisions, and ultimately more effective treatment outcomes. It's about that holistic approach.
Okay, so those are some huge benefits. But what's really fascinating here, you touched on it earlier, is that curiosity isn't just a feeling. It has these profound neural underpinnings. Our brains are literally built for it.
Yeah.
You said the brain is hardwired. Could you explain how, what's actually happening up there when we get curious?
Okay, so basically our brains have this internal alert system. It flags when we're missing information or when we encounter something new, unexpected.
A little signal.
Think of it like that, yeah. A signal saying, hey, something to explore here. This system involves areas like the hippocampus. It generates what neuroscientists call prediction errors.
Prediction errors, okay.
And that triggers curiosity. Then, when we satisfy that curiosity, when we find the answer or explore the new thing, our brain gives us a little reward.
Ah, the dopamine hit.
Exactly. A hit of dopamine, mainly via our reward circuits, like the ventral striatum. And that makes us want to do it again.
So that's how it fuels learning.
That's exactly how curiosity fuels learning and memory. It makes us actively seek out knowledge because it literally feels good. This reward system is a big reason why kids are often so intensely curious. Their brains are essentially optimized for constant learning and discovery.
It's like an internal nagging mechanism,
Yeah.
but one that rewards us for learning.
Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, let's unpack this even further because curiosity isn't just personal, right? It's truly at the heart of our civilization.
Absolutely.
It's what fires imagination, creativity,
Yeah.
leads to all these incredible discoveries, inventions that have shaped human history.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you see just how foundational it is. Animals, they explore for survival, right? Find food, nesting sites.
Sure.
But human exploration, it triggers questions. What, why, how? And these questions then lead to discovery. Someone put it nicely. Curiosity inspires. Discovery reveals.
I like that. Let's look at just a few moments, see how a simple question changed everything.
Where should we start? Early humans.
Yeah, think about early humans. Their curiosity about, say, a simple rock that led to the invention of the first tools. Then, their endless fascination with fire, what it did, how to tame it, that led to cooking. Warmth fundamentally changed our diet, our lifestyle.
Right?
Or fast forward millennia, imagine someone accidentally discovering milk curdling. Maybe in an animal's stomach pouch, who knows? Their curiosity led them to experiment using rennet, that's an enzyme, to intentionally make cheese, a staple food for thousands of years.
Wow. Okay.
Or the Romans, curious about some brownish rocks, they figured out how to extract metallic copper using fire, gave us cuprum, our chemical symbol, Cu.
Simple curiosity leading to metallurgy. And what about the big scientific breakthroughs we often hear about?
Okay, take Michael Faraday, 19th century. His initial curiosity wasn't about some grand theory. It was about a small flick of a needle when he moved a magnet near a wire coil.
Something tiny.
Tiny. Most people might have just dismissed it. But his relentless curiosity about that little unexpected observation, it led directly to the invention of the dynamo, the electric motor,
Yeah.
sparked the whole age of electricity. Or Louis Pasteur. He was curious about tartaric acid crystals, his observation that these molecules could be handed like mirror images of each other.
Left and right hands.
Exactly. That was a crucial insight for life itself. DNA uses right-handed sugars, proteins use left-handed amino acids. His curiosity there also led to pasteurization, vaccination. Massive impact on global health.
It's amazing how observing something small, something seemingly insignificant, can lead to these huge shifts.
It really is. Or think about the Chinese millennia ago. They were puzzled.
Right.
Why did bodies on a battlefield sometimes glow in the dark a few nights later?
That's odd.
Very odd. But that curiosity led, much, much later, only about 50 years ago, to a huge discovery in microbiology. Quorum sensing.
That's what I'm sensing.
Yeah, it's the fascinating way bacteria and other tiny organisms talk to each other. They sense how many of them are around to coordinate their behavior, like a tiny biological voting system deciding when to glow or when to launch an attack.
Wow. And that's still relevant.
Hugely. It's being researched today to fight antibiotic resistance. It's not just history.
Okay, this all sounds like curiosity has always been celebrated. But I seem to recall, wasn't there a time when it was viewed less positively?
That's absolutely right. For centuries, actually, curiosity was often seen as, well, almost a sin.
Really?
Think of Galileo, 1633, put under house arrest for nearly 10 years. Why? Because he was too curious about the heavens.
With his telescope.
Exactly. By inventing the first really useful telescope, he proved the Earth went around the sun. That was heresy back then. His story is a stark reminder that pushing the boundaries of what's known, it can sometimes come at a real personal cost.
So curiosity has been this incredible engine for human progress, fueling discovery after discovery. But like any powerful engine, I suppose it can also run off course. What happens when it's not channeled thoughtfully?
Indeed. It's not all, rainbows and breakthroughs. The philosopher Heidegger, for instance, he had a very different take. He viewed curiosity not as a good thing, but as a kind of cop-out, a vacation from our true being.
A cop-out, how?
His concern was about lust for something new for newness' sake, like endless internet browsing.
Mindlessly scrolling through social media feeds, just consuming content without really engaging.
Exactly that. This type of curiosity, he argued, it just pulls you in. It closes off your own being, makes time fly by, and you end up forgetting most of what you've seen anyway. You become, in his words, fallen, tranquilized by the new, and it can essentially kill our attention span. Leads to the superficial engagement that prevents deeper understanding or real personal growth. It's the difference between always asking what's next versus asking what really matters here.
That's a really important distinction.
Right.
So how do we make sure our curiosity serves us positively? How do we cultivate it in a way that leads to growth, genuine engagement, not just fleeting distraction?
Well, curiosity is fundamental, like we said, but like a muscle, it does require consistent practice. We can nurture it in some pretty practical ways, especially maybe in a work context, but these apply to daily life too, and they can profoundly impact your mental well-being.
Okay, like what?
First, just ask more pointed questions instead of the generic, how was your weekend?
Which usually gets a fine.
Right. Try something like, what was the highlight of your weekend? Or maybe, what's been stoking your curiosity outside of work lately?
That's much better.
It kindles what we call empathic curiosity. It deepens connections, fosters kindness, because it shows you genuinely care. And you'll often discover something really interesting about the other person, maybe even yourself.
That's a great tip. Making conversations more meaningful, less transactional. What else?
Second, reframe problems as opportunities. When you're faced with a complaint, maybe from yourself or someone else, instead of just listening or getting frustrated, ask, okay, how can we get curious about that? Or encourage brainstorming solutions, maybe just for an hour. This shifts the mindset from passive complaining to active, curious problem solving.
Give me an example.
Sure. Let's say a team is complaining about a slow process. Instead of just saying, deal with it, you could ask, what if we got curious enough to map out every single step of this process, see if we can find just one tiny bottleneck? That little spark of curiosity can lead to a real breakthrough.
Turning a negative into a positive, practically.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And the third thing?
And third, always reinforce the positive results. When someone is proactive, when they solve a problem through their curiosity, acknowledge it. Say something like, I really appreciate your curiosity in bringing these solutions to the table.
Encourage the behavior you want to see.
Exactly. And this whole process, it ties into the idea of lifelong learning as the currency of progress and mastery as the North Star. Just like muscles grow when they're challenged, our brains expand when we take on new intellectual challenges.
Right.
And that process, interestingly, reduces stress and anxiety too. It provides a sense of accomplishment, purpose, contributing hugely to your overall mental health.
So wrapping this up,
Mm.
what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Mm.
We've seen how curiosity, this basic desire to acquire new information, it's not just some driver of academic success or workplace engagement. It's an ancient evolutionary gift.
Hmm.
It's propelled human civilization from, stone tools to space travel. It's fueled scientific breakthroughs, enhanced our personal relationships, our well-being.
But like any powerful force, it demands thoughtful direction. Otherwise, we risk becoming, as Heidegger warned, tranquilized by the new, without any true understanding.
We've seen how deeply embedded it is in our neurology and our history. It's truly a wellspring of growth, a
Yeah.
vital tool for living a more engaged, happier, and healthier life.
Absolutely.
So for your final provocative thought, consider a moment this week where you feel maybe a bit stuck
Hmm.
or disengaged. Could be at work, a personal project, even just a conversation.
Hmm.
What new, seemingly small question could you ask about it? Just one question. How might a deliberate spark of curiosity transform that challenge into an opportunity for unexpected learning, growth, or maybe deeper connection?
It's worth trying.
As the philosopher Seneca once suggested, as long as you live, keep learning how to live.